BeQuiet just sent me one of their highest airflow cases, but will it stay silent and was it worth the upgrade? So they sent me the Shadow Base 800 FX case, 4 BeQuiet Lightwings RGB fans, as well as a tinted tempered glass side panel. So first I had to take out all my components out of my old case. Once everything was out of my old case, it was time to unpack the goodness. So right off the bat, I could see this case was very spacious and clean. And of course, I had to give you the satisfaction of the
nice.
So in the case was an accessories box, which we will look into later on. There's also a RGB fan hub built into the case. They already included some BeQuiet Velcro straps for the cable management. So let's take out the accessories box and see what's in it. Some zip ties, screws, and rubber spacers in case you lose any of them. There's also this weird bracket. I still don't know what it's for, but I haven't used it. To me, it kind of looked like a 3.5-inch hard drive tray, but I couldn't really figure it out. Let me know in the comments if you do know what this is. Now here's a quick tech tip. Don't forget to put in your IO shield before you put in your motherboard. Otherwise you have to take everything out again. So now it was time to install my motherboard and my 360mm AIO water cooler. This case also comes with a magnetic dust filter at the top, which is very easy to take off and then clean. Another cool feature of this case is that the side panel has this dampening foam that minimizes the vibrations going through the case, making it even quieter. So these are all the front I/O connectors, and installing them was pretty easy. So the power LED and the power switch cables are my worst nightmare in every PC build. You'll see what happens later. Now this case is very easy to work on because you can take out this whole panel, screw in the SSD, place it back in the case, and connect the cables. Now pop back the middle piece, which hides the cables. So I also have a big 1TB hard drive and I didn't really know where to install it, so I had this great idea, putting in screws halfway, and then because this case has a lot of room in the back, just hanging it off the case. It works really well. After months, I still have it like this and I don't hear any vibrations and the drive is working perfect. Element of surprise, they also send me another box, which had 2 items in that. A power supply with 80+ platinum efficiency and this M.2 heatsink. So this 1000-watt 80+ platinum power supply is looking clean AF and is fully modular. And that's kind of where I made a mistake, because I plugged in all my cables, but I did not plug in my CPU cable that goes into the motherboard. Yeah, so you can already guess what happened. Nothing. So make sure to plug that in, guys. Now this modular 1000-watt power supply is a big step up from my non-modular 750-watt power supply, especially because it's also more efficient. Now installing the power supply is super easy on this case. Now look how clean the graphics card power cables look with this case. Now it's time to close the PC back up and go upstairs to test it, where, as I said, it didn't work because I didn't plug in the CPU power cables, but after I did, it booted up perfectly fine. Now everything's looking very clean, but we're missing one thing. The M.2 heatsink, of course. Now this heatsink is made of aluminum, coated in a semi-black paint with the BeQuiet logo on there. And now to cable manage the spaghetti monster that I created. Now it's not perfect, but it looks good enough for me. Now there was one cable I could not plug in, and that was for the USB-C port because my motherboard doesn't have it. But for the people having the same problem as me, there is third-party adapters that you can directly plug into your motherboards, and then there's no more issues. So now it was time to close up the PC and turn it on. Now all the RGB on the case, the fans, my motherboard, my graphics card, and even on my water cooler are all synced up, and I'm currently using the rainbow RGB preset at all times because the pulsing or flickering stuff, it just distracts me and I don't want that. So to answer the question, was this upgrade of all of these items worth it? And I would say yes. Totally, and that's not because they sponsored me, but this case has great airflow and it is very quiet, and the same goes for all the other fans because of the great airflow of the case itself. So thanks again to BeQuiet for sponsoring this video. The link to all of these items will be down in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Peace!